To hold a Luna Classic in one's hands within the following month can make or shatter an event. We are almost ready to execute the 1.2% burn proposal and re-enable staking on the blockchain. What, then, should you anticipate in terms of the what will it cost, the triggers we require, as well as some of those loftier goals? In this video, we will explain what you may expect from us over the next 30 days. We are all aware that staking on the chain will be enabled again on August 26 at approximately 10:00 p.m. UTC. The Re-enable a Staking Test delegation is part of the new Terra Luna Classic Code version 22, which is almost ready to be deployed. Afterwards, the code was finally passed with 44.5% of the vote that introduces the current 1.2% ban proposal. The wait for the block on August 26th is unnecessary now that we've almost reached 66%. After this date, the staking re-enablement might come as early as the middle of September, possibly the beginning of the month. We've gone over the 1.2% ban suggestion several times, and soon it'll be put into action. Binance, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges, has been in communication with the Terra rebels and appears ready to begin implementing the 1.2% burn proposal, possibly even off-chain. Wallets are currently being whitelisted. So, what can we anticipate if these two ideas are put into action? The first step is to stake the area. The most important. All we have to do is stake it, and then we can have anything we desire. Get rid of a few of the tokens, the total amount in circulation. It stands to reason. Make some sort of effort, technically speaking. In the same vein as a fake burn. It's not like tokens are being destroyed one by one or burned. Staking, however, has the effect of tokens are locked away or staked for use in running the original blockchain. The longer you play and the more faithfully you portray the classic, the greater your potential payout. This means that many individuals will be hoarding their completely classic item. The stakes are high since nobody is watching when they are placed, planning to exchange or acquire the tokens. Therefore, it causes something. A more stable and lower price floor for a cryptocurrency. The price will rise if the amount of buys is high, and the amount of burns is low. And secondly, this gives you the freedom to construct as many different projects as you like. There are now over 100 potential migrations. Now that we have our own proof of stake blockchain, we can move operations over to the Terra Classic blockchain, reviving an old favorite. Positioning your bets correctly is essential. With a working blockchain, you can conduct quick, cheap, and secure transactions with ease. Staking. In my view, long-term, I even think it's bigger than the 1.2% range. And now I don't think we'll see any significant price changes due to staking at first, to engage in any kind of irrational behavior. In other words, we're going to experience FOMO. I'm hoping that's going to be the case. But you need to start bringing in some projects. Honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. Initially as large as 1.2%, about 2 weeks after the blockchain staking and delegation features are enabled again. Until then, I guess, it's fitting that we'll finally see the 1.2% button put into action after all. The chance to limit the amount of Terra Classic in circulation is what the majority of people are looking for. Get rid of these tokens and, hopefully, the cost will go up. Everyone has seen the insanity of the fear of missing out, FOMO that followed the recent speculation and listing of a Chart wallet, right? There was a daily trade volume of billions of dollars, and prices rose by almost 150%, virtually doubling. So, what may some of those costs be? When we reach the 1.2% burn, we will reevaluate our objectives. This is assuming the trades. I think it's a lot more likely that they do put it on exchanges if they don't succeed, which isn't the scenario we're looking at right now. If you get burned, don't count on exchanging money, or will almost certainly result from this. Slightly irritating, but not enough to generate the kind of wild excitement we need. Transactions now vary. Binance, if, particularly, that we know we can do over 45%. The proportion of daily sales for Terra Classic, and you can get in touch with KuCoin or IO Hub Global. Changed again to include the Terra rebels in Las Vegas. Whoever proposed a 1.2% burn was successful in carrying it out, either on-chain or off. This will lead to skyrocketing success. Now, consider the recent price hike in. There are two possible mechanisms of burn. If things go according to plan, the initial price increase will look somewhat like this. Fear of missing out, almost no burn tokens. There was a price rise of 150%. This was a fair result. What will happen is market speculation. For the next 2 weeks, there will be a great deal of conjecture. If, as I indicated, everything goes as planned, that is what I anticipate. Given the amount of uncertainty, I wouldn't put anything you can't afford to lose into these markets. Classic. Many things must go perfectly in order to achieve these high price goals. It's possible, of course. In the world of crypto, nothing is certain. But. And I meant it when I said that I absolutely anticipate. When we have it integrated by Binance, they'll be tweeting about it, which means it'll get a lot of attention, and the burn will begin almost immediately. In terms of the potential for first contact burns, during the early fear of missing out FOMO phase, I think it's reasonable to expect daily volume of $350 million to $1 billion. This fits the bill for examples of typical daily volumes when word first started circulating that the burn was imminent. Once the burn is put into action, it will be a different story altogether. Given the daily volume, it is sufficient to trade between 75% and 80% of it on the major centralized exchanges. The on-chain burn is also happening, of course, having only a few hundred pages each. Furthermore, we would be expending from 700 billion to some 3 trillion calories. Monthly tokens. However, if the number of tokens is increased to the billions, it is at this point that we could begin to make progress. 3 to 5 trillion tokens per month might have a significant effect on prices. But yes, of course, I've already said as much. It's not as if we'll immediately burn 5 trillion tokens as depicted in the various movies. How many tokens can I get? It burns you. As people continue to watch their circulating supply fall from its current level of $6.5 trillion, they will become increasingly anxious. Speculation and the fear of missing out will drive prices even higher. Because of this, as the market capitalization of Terra Classic rises in price, the number of tokens required to maintain the same daily budget decreases. We'll be doing a repurchase and burn for volume. In light of this, it is imperative that we observe. Similarly, the volume will expand at an exponential rate. I predict that the price will rise, possibly at an exponential rate. In contrast, I believe hundreds of billions, perhaps even maybe if all goes properly, and we get, within the first couple of weeks of the ban, with the speculation of FOMO, you're in luck, because over the next several weeks, 1 trillion tokens will be created. It's possible that would have a significant effect on prices, as I mentioned. Again, this is just conjecture on my part, but I could see a 50%, 150%, or even 200% improvement in performance within the first few weeks. If everything goes according to plan.